Hi, this is something just fun to think about on a rainy day because if you want to be a great thinker, you have to be willing to explore the furthest frontiers of possibility because at any given time, there's going to be things that you know, of course. But then there's going to be things you don't know. And then there's going to be things that you know you don't know. But then there's going to be things that you don't know you don't know. And the mind has this tendency to distrust or reject anything it doesn't already believe to be true. So when it comes to the truth about anything, the actual truth might sound ridiculous. It could be preposterous sounding because it doesn't fit in to your pre-existing beliefs, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not true. So, how do we judge whether something is true? How do we even know anything at all? It's all based on what our senses tell us, right? It's what we can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and feel. But what if your senses deceive you? Well, then how do you know? Well, in Plato's allegory of the cave, this is the situation you have. You have all these slaves, and they're chained together against a wall. So they can't move. And it's pitch black in there, so they can't see. And a few times throughout the day, the rulers will light a fire to keep them warm. And they'll walk around in the background, carrying things around, chit-chatting and talking. And their shadows are casted on the walls. So the slaves can see their shadows, and naturally, they hear them talking, so they think it's the shadows that are talking, not the people behind the shadows. In fact, they don't even know there's people behind the shadows. But then one day, one of the slaves is forced to rise to the surface. And as soon as he steps foot outside, for the very first time, the sun scorches his eyes, and it hurts. And then he takes a look around, and he sees the sun, the planets, the trees, the mountains. And it's amazing. He's in awe. And then after a while, he realizes something. He realizes this is actually reality, not inside the cave. So he goes back to the cave, crazed and wild-eyed, excited beyond belief to tell the others about the truth. And what happens is they laugh at him. They look at him like he's crazy because he looks crazy and he sounds crazy, and everything he says is so different than what they know or think they know to be the truth. So in today's world, you could make the analogy that in many ways we still are living in caves, except instead of the darkness blinding us, we're blinded by light. We're blinded by the glare, because glare and light can blind as well. And it's the glare from our devices. And the shadows that we see are the images and the information coming at us from our devices. And our senses are overloaded with stimulation, entertainment, and information, and the people behind all the information. And when your senses are overloaded and there's too much of it, you freeze. You get analysis paralysis. But what if the ultimate truth about the nature of reality was so bizarre that the only way you could know it meant you'd have to lose your mind in exchange for it? Your mind being everything that you've learned up until now, including your ego and your identity. Because after all, in economics, there's a saying which is, there is no free lunch. And in the Hindu religion, there's a concept called Maya, which means the veil of illusion. And it has to do with the true nature of reality being hidden behind what our senses perceive. So, just like in The Wizard of Oz, is there really a man behind the curtain? Well, I'll leave it up to you to find out.